Well, we have a fantastic guest, she's already in the studio and she's going to be sharing, with us this evening. And we're basically going to look at, our finance, all right? So I'm going to be introducing her. Her name is Joy Inioluwa Olajide, and she is popularly known as the Gen Z financial coach, all right? And I mean, she's going to be teaching us this evening on how to accelerate finance. I mean, we're going to be focusing on young women, but these are things that whether you're a young woman, a young man, whoever you are, this financial tips that we're going to be dishing out this evening would help you one way or the other. This amazing young lady helps people with their personal growth and development, helps you build wealth in your 20s. It's going to be a whole lot of, beautiful tips for us this evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're listening from, if your hands are not busy. Thank you so much, Joy, for joining us this evening. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sunshine. I really appreciate it, and I will say that I'm so glad to be here tonight. It's such an opportunity for me, and I will say thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for finding time, to come share with my audience, my radio family, and we're just hoping that by the end of this conversation, somebody is about to build wealth. You know?
Exactly. That's the vibe.
All right, so let's start out with you. You're just going to share, few, I don't know, what your journey so far. Let's put it that way. What prompted you to become a Gen Z financial coach? I mean, whenever we describe Gen Zs, I mean, there's some sort of description that we usually give Gen Zs, always out there on social media, putting things out there. Sometimes we even describe them as people who, are always just catching cruise and fun, but for you to, decide that you're going to be particular about training Gen Zs on how to, be financially aware or how to grow their finances, how did you get to that?
Okay, so like I said before, thank you for bringing me to the show.
I appreciate you.
So I would just say that it just stemmed from how I grew up and the environment I grew up in.
Okay.
I grew up into an environment where I saw how the living standard was. I grew up back in Lorin Kwara State, and I don't know, everybody all around me were just like, oh, all you have to do to make money is just go to school, get first class, and that was all we believed in. But I knew that there was more to that, and there was more to just aspiring to be that. You actually need to learn your finances. You need to learn because you cannot just make money. You have to learn how to manage your money, to how to multiply. So there was just so many things that I wasn't exposed to when I was growing up. So it got to a point I had to just look at myself, look at people around me, and look at who I aspire to be. And I think that was just the driving force for me. Just like letting me know that you cannot remain where you are. You need to do something, and you need to make money. And then when I started making money majorly online, because that's where most of my money comes from, I still look back and say, okay, you can't just be making money alone. You have to guide other
somebody,
people.
Share your knowledge.
So that was what prompted me to kind of share my knowledge with other people. And I saw that I shared my knowledge. People too were getting like results and all those. And I said, okay, I have to share.
Let's sit here. Let's stay on it.
Yeah, because it just makes me so happy when I share things and then people actually take actions and they actually get results with whatever I share. So that's just the driving force for me.
Thank you so much for being that person that would stand up for the Gen Zs and say, you know what, let's make this money together, because whether you like it or not, prior to now, people would always look up to parents to like do everything, provide for them, especially for your target audience, people, in their 20s and maybe even below, right? So everything is provided for you. Even when you're in school, when I was in school, I wasn't doing nothing, right? It was my parents' money that was my money. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make. So it makes that if they don't send money, I'm busted.
But it kind of, I don't mind
Yes,
me, but I
please.
kind of feel like probably it's because the money you were earning was so much, or maybe
Okay.
it was enough, because me, while I was in school,
No. What I was even pointing to is that it was because of the mindset. I don't know if you
Okay,
get me.
okay,
Like,
just
nobody
the
really
mindset.
said to me that, okay, Sunshine, these are some of the things. I mean, we didn't have any Gen Z. Okay, no, I'm not Gen Z. But at that time, I wasn't following anybody that would say you can do more for yourself as a student. These are some of the side hustles that you can
that you can do as a
exactly
student, yeah.
and start making money for yourself. So it's beautiful to know. And you know how it is that these days, because of even the economic realities on ground, people are just basically looking for how to survive. So people below, even teenagers these days are trying to make money, and you see how that social media, internet has just made it fantastic for anybody who really wants to pay attention, to making money. And that's why we have, our Gen Z financial coach, right here with us this evening to just basically take us on a journey on how to, increase our finances, even as young women, as young men. I mean, anybody who is listening now, can take a thing or two out of the conversation that we're about to have this evening. Thank you so much one more time, Inuduwa, for joining us. Now, let's get right into it. Where do we begin from, especially as, women? You see how that even in 2025, we're seeing women who are still depending on whoever, to provide for them. Exactly. And even with the trends, you're seeing that every time you want to describe a woman, you're saying, the reason why I'm not in a relationship now is because I don't have money to give out. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Or, women are always asking for money. Women are there for the money. So it's as if the only thing that we basically do is to collect. Do you understand? Is to collect money, and we're not doing so much for ourselves as far as, finances are concerned. Maybe you should first debunk that before we now, because I mean there are women who are doing so much for themselves financially.
Definitely.
Exactly.
So okay, on that, this is what I'm going to say. Whoever feels like all a woman wants in a relationship is billing or a man's money, then that person needs to wake up. This is 2025.
Yes, I agree.
Women have grown beyond that stage. A lot of women right now, we are doing our best to make money for ourselves, and I have like a community of women that are doing well for themselves. So I know that people are actually we are actually doing so much for ourselves, even to the point that we are now guiding men on how they can also make their money. So we are not just in the relationship, we are also bringing our own money to the table. Of course, we are still going to eat your money though. I'm still going to eat your money, but I still have my money too. so that's it. So whoever still looks at, because I'm very active on Twitter, and I see lots of those things, but I never even engage them, because I know that these people are still, it's either the kind of people they communicate with, or they are still living in the
or maybe
old
their background also.
exactly. So but because the women I have around me, the women I see around, there are people that are actually very, very serious about their finances. They don't joke with their finances. We are all about making money, all about increasing our income. So that's it.
That's beautiful. So let's start with talking to women who don't even know where to begin from as far as their financial journey is concerned. I mean, by the end of this conversation, we want to impact a knowledge in you that would now make you take your first step to building wealth in 2025. I think that, I mean, if we're able to achieve that with this conversation this evening, we're good, especially for women who are still asking themselves, how do I start? So I think that's where we should start from. How do we start?
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. I actually like this question a lot, because I feel like there are more people in that stage of how do I start than people looking for how do I multiply my income. Because most times, most of the questions I get in my DM always is, how do I start? How do I start making money online? I don't know what to do. I don't know where to get started from. And what I would just say is, the first thing is start from your mindset.
Okay.
You need to work on your mindset. If you want to make money, whether online, whether physically, you need to work on your mindset.
Okay.
It is very important. You need to actually see yourself making money. You need to actually see yourself doing so well in life. If you see yourself as somebody that cannot even do anything or cannot make any money, you're not going to do it. So you have to first work on your mindset. You need to get a journal where you're going to put it there that this is the amount I aspire to make by the end of this year. You have to like put in yourself that, okay, this 2025 I want to make 50 million naira. Let's just put it at that. I want to make 50 million in 2025. Then you have to sit down and look at it that this money is not just going to drop from heaven. What exactly can I do to make that 50 million naira in 2025? We have 12 months in 2025. About 3 months have gone. We're already in the 4th month. So the next thing you need to look after knowing your target, like I said, the first thing, you work on your mindset, you have your goals, you put it in your journal, write it by the end of 2025, I make 50 million naira. So have a target, know what you want to do. Now, I want everybody to understand something. Everybody has a gift. God has given you a gift. You have something that you can offer to the world. To be honest, if you feel like, oh, I am just dry, I don't have anything to offer to the world, then you have to go back to your mindset. You have to go back to the beginning and start again. Because this is the problem a lot of people have. They just feel like, oh, if I say, okay, if you want to make money, because to be honest, if you understand how money works, it will not be hard to make money. You need to understand that money is like as a result of you giving out value. You can't just stand in front of me and say, give me 5 naira. Give me, excuse me. You can't just start in front of me and say, give me 5 million. I'll just bring out my 5 million. When it's not like you're using jazz.
Exactly.
I said to use jazz on me. That's when I'll bring out 5 million for you. So, but if you stand in front of me and tell me, oh, Joyce, I have a land that is closer to Asokoro, to the Aso Rock, and you'll be living behind the president, you'll be this, you'll be that, and then you're like, oh, and this land just costs 5 million naira. But if you don't pay right now, in the next 30 minutes, you meet it at 30 million naira. Of course, I'm going to go and bring out the money because I can see the value you're offering me. So that is how to actually make money. You need to understand that money follows after value. So you need to understand that what do I have to offer as a value to get money in return. That is just how to start.
Let's sit on that for a bit, because at this point now, somebody is going to be asking, what does it mean? Because I want us to break it down and make it really very practical. What does it mean, to bring value? How do I go about that? Because now my finances or my financial growth is tied to the value that I bring to the table, right? And the kind of value that you bring to the table also determines the amount of money that you're going to make in return, right? So what does it mean to bring value to the table? How do you walk your way up to the point where you have the that kind of value to give out?
So it just dawns down to personal development. Like I said, God has given every one of us gifts. Nobody can say I don't have any gift, except you don't want to discover it or you don't want to bring it out. Everybody has a gift, and it just falls down to you personally developing yourself. So it boils down to you actually learning a skill. If you feel like, okay, I want to offer value, but I don't know anything that I can bring out, then you have to sit down and look at what exactly are you interested in that you can learn, that you can now later offer as a value out. So it can be a physical skill, like in the old days, like we have fashion designing, we have, even right now, we have fashion designing, we have
no, in the olden days it was tailoring.
The tailoring. Now it's fashion. It's fashion designing. Now we have hairdressing. We have so many skills, physical skills, and now everybody's talking about digital skills. That's the wave that is going on right now. So we have the virtual assistants, we have the website development, so you actually have to sit down to learn something that you can offer out. So if you don't want to learn physical skills, then you can go and learn digital skills. And these things are not so hard to learn. They're actually free sites. If you feel like, oh, I'm always seeing trainings of 200,000, I don't know how to afford, I cannot afford it, there is YouTube. YouTube is like the free university for all. If you don't have money to buy data, do night plan. There was a time I used to do night plan just to learn things. There was because I'm always about the fact that I need to do something to make money. I remember there was a time, I think that was in 2020, I was making fascinators, these women fascinators for all pastors' wives. They like wearing fascinators and all those things. And guess what? I learned this from YouTube. I learned every single thing from YouTube. I sat down then I did not even have money to buy data. I would just try to buy the night plan for 15 naira. I will get the data, go and learn how to make this thing. In fact, I asked on my status, my WhatsApp status then, where do they sell the materials? For you to know how clueless I was. So it was even people on my contact list that were directing me. And when I got to get the materials, I made the fascinator and I started posting it. And people were like, oh, I'll pay for this and all those. So look at me. That is me trying to learn something to bring out value so I can get money in return. So that is exactly it. You have to learn something. If you feel like you don't have anything to offer, then you have to just learn something.
Let me also point out that, the effort that you put into whatever it is that you feel would help you bring value to the table is also what is going to help us know if you are really serious about improving your finances or not. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Because from what you just said now, you just went from somebody who was clueless about a thing to somebody who now started making this product and selling it to, high profile people to buy. The moving from point A to point B is what now shows us if you are really serious. I don't know if you get me. Because somebody is going to say to themselves, oh, this is what I want to do. But how serious are you
in doing it?
Because I think that a lot of persons like the excuse comfort zone. By the time you see one little excuse that will just give you reasons not to move forward with whatever it is that you want to do, you just settle. It means that you are not serious. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make.
I do.
Because just like we've pointed out, the kind of value that you bring to the table is what is going to point to the amount of money that you want to start making. We said it on this platform that in 2025, we are going to be making money. We are going to be bringing value to the table.
It's very important.
And we are going to be cashing out because, money makes the world go round, amen?
Amen. Money is important.
Right. Yes. So like making sure that you are actually putting in effort into learning whatever it is. Because when you talked about, looking inward and finding whatever it is that you can bring to the table and also now improving on it is something beautiful. But I also want you to touch on, leveraging what is relevant in the now. I made a joke and I said tailoring and fashion designing. Now it makes that in this age and time, if you want to make money from tailoring, I don't know if there's anybody that's going to answer you. I don't know if you get me. There's what a tailor would make and there's what a fashion designer would make.
Of course, you can't compare Vicky James to your
period, girl. So let's look at talk to us about channeling yourself or learning relevant skills. I know that your passion is something else. I know that your skills is something else. How do we move it from there to what the people want now at this time, in this age and time?
Okay, thank you for that question.
Yes.
What I'm going to say is, as much as I tell people sometimes that don't follow passion alone or follow money at some point. I will not lie, at the beginning of when I was trying to make money, I wasn't really following passion. It's just recently I started following passion. Like at first,
when you make the money,
it's easier to follow the passion, to be honest, because my kind of person is just somebody that likes doing NGO. I just like giving to society, but if you don't have money, how will you even run an NGO? So it was when I started making money, that was last year November, that I even said, okay, now let me start having my community, let me start giving back to the society well enough, because I know that I have something paying me very well. I'm quite comfortable now. So that's it. Don't just follow passion too much. Try to make money first. Try to make money. And for you to actually pick a skill or whatever you want to learn, you have to make sure that you do your research. We have ChatGPT, it's free. At least you can use the free version. You have Google, you have DeepSeek, you have so many AIs that you can actually ask that. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of people don't know the value of AI, because a lot of people just, just say, okay, let me just use it to do my assignment. No, it is far beyond that. It has helped me discover some things that I am actually doing right now. So it boils down to the fact that you can actually just ask the AI, this is what I love to do. This is what I think I am gifted at or something. What exactly do you think is in high demand right now? What skill do you think is in high demand right now that kind of relates to what I am doing? So AI will tell you, If you are somebody that is good at management, probably learn products management. If you're somebody that you are good with math, you're good with coding, it can say, okay, to ask you, okay, are you so good with statistics? If you're like, okay, I think I was quite good in school with statistics, then it will tell you, okay, go and learn data. So you can use AI to discover the kind of skill that you need to learn, or you can just tell it, list the top 20 digital skills or the top 20 skills to learn right now in 2025. It's going to list cybersecurity, list all the skills for you, and then look at it. Okay, these are the kinds of things. This is my weakness, this is my strength. Which one do you think I can actually learn among all these skills? And then so you know that you are not just trying to learn any kind of skill, you are learning what is actually in high demand. And if you want to start a business, likewise, if you want to start a business, you can actually ask AI that, okay, I want to start a business in Nigeria, preferably in Abuja. What do you think is actually in high demand right now in Abuja? And there's even an option of searching the net on ChatGPT. You can click on it and it's going to search the net for what people are asking for, and their location is in Abuja. So it will bring you, okay, this from statistics, from what people are searching Google for, these are the things they need. Which one can you supply? So those are the ways to actually find out what you can bring to the table that is in high demand.
Yeah, but before we even go to AI, because I mean, you've pointed out a lot of things. She mentioned ChatGPT, that's even AI. In case you don't know what all of these things are, Google is your friend. I don't know if you get. Just go and ask Google, what AI platform can I ask questions to answer me? As dumb as your question is, Google is going to find a way, and fetch you answers. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make. But again, now as a financial coach, who has worked with young people, who is also working with young people, what are some of those skills that are relevant today that, I mean, you would suggest that young people should, learn, that would in turn, help them improve their finances?
Okay, so we have physical skills, we have digital skills. Okay. For physical skills, you already know them. You already know the fashion designing, of course, the upgraded one. If you actually want to make so much money from it, you have to make sure that you're upgrading yourself. But I'm not going to talk.
You can also be a stylist, so.
Yeah,
that's also like
of course
different.
You can also be
for
a
person who is saying that, but I can't go through all of the stress of maybe learning for 6 months to 1 year, but I'm a fashionista. Do you understand?
Yeah,
I'm
you can
interested.
actually style
I know
people.
how to. I can style people.
Yeah. So that's it. You can also style people, but let me just talk on digital skills because, to be honest, that is where I major. I'm not really a physical skills kind of person, so I will talk more on digital skills. Okay. So for digital skills, we have cybersecurity, we have the data science, data analysis, we have product management, we have project management, we have website development, we have software development, we have which one have I not mentioned again?
Please, UX writing, amen.
Huh?
UX writing.
Okay, yes, thank you. Product design. Yeah, product design, UI, UX. So we have the front end, back end. So all these skills
graphics
we have.
Design.
Yeah, graphics design. Also, it takes virtual assistants and video editing. Thank you. Even advertising. See, this advertising skill is actually one big skill that I feel like people are not really putting their eyes in, and it's one big skill in 2025 too. So all these skills, if you just pick one. And you don't have to be a techie. You don't have to go into the techie part. Yeah, you don't have to, because for me, when I wanted to learn a tech skill, I just took that. I said, I beg, I don't want to do any skill that is going to burn my head in the middle of the night because I'm trying to learn it. So I didn't bother to go into all the top, like all the techie parts, the ones that require coding and. I just went into product management, and I really love it because it's more, and it's even more like a combination of all these skills, because I need to learn a little about data analytics for me to actually survive well in product management. So it's just like a blend of everything together. So you don't have to, if you're afraid of coding, you don't have to go into the coding part. But if you feel like coding is something you can do, please, by all means, learn it.
Yes, because I was going to point that out. Most times when you hear tech bro, tech sis, the thing that comes up in your head is all these people that are pressing computer and doing difficult things and writing codes.
I cannot write codes.
So, but what Joyce is trying to say is that you can still be a tech bro and tech sis and have it easy. I don't know if you get me. You don't have to do all those back end writing code
thing.
And the reason why she also majored on digital skills is because, I mean, that's her field, but you can also learn physical skills, is that what you called it?
Yeah.
That are relevant today, and I also think that majorly it's about, for physical skills also, it's about asking yourself, what problems can I solve in this particular area? If you are maybe in a part of Abuja where they are finding it difficult to get a particular service, or goods or products, because, I mean, for a person who is looking to making money, I think that your eyes and ears should be open to wherever opportunities are. I don't know if you get me. So because your eyes and your ears are just opened and you're looking out for, what opportunities can I lay hands on at this time, you should be really paying attention. So when you find yourself in any environment, you're asking questions. What are some of the things that, people are lacking in this area that I can fill in the gaps? In English, you'll say fill in the blank spaces, all right? And you provide the services, you provide the products. When you're able to provide that, then it means that you're going to make a lot of sales, because they are now customers who are looking towards solving that problem that you are now solving for them. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're talking about physical skills now. So it makes that where I'm staying, there's a very good tailor there. Yeah, fashion designer there. But she doesn't make trousers and jumpsuits. And in that whole place, I don't know if you get me. So if you're a person who is interested in maybe fashion designing, and you get into that space and you figure out that this is a problem, this is an opportunity that I can leverage, what are you going to do? You're now going to learn how to make what she cannot make. I don't know if you get me. Because there's already a market for you. There are people who are looking for a fashion designer who can make jumpsuits, who can make fantastic trousers, palazzo, and they don't have. Now when you come on board, you're filled in the blank spaces.
Definitely. Yeah.
So that's that for that. If you're looking towards learning maybe physical skills, hard skills, and what have you, right? But for tech is nice, tech has come to the table, whether you like it or not. Tech is not going anywhere anytime soon, and people are making reasonable amount of money, doing tech. I work with young people, so most times when people come out and, talk about how that young people are involving themselves in fraud, I can say that it's not every young person who is doing well for themselves, that are engaging in cyber fraud, defrauding people of their hard-earned money. That is because I am a writer, and I know how much writing pays me. When I said UX writing, amen, right? I'm a UX writer. Before I became a UX writer, I used to write articles. Do you understand? I used to just write articles for blogs and what have you, and I remember when I was in Kaduna, I used to write for this UK-based company, and I was writing for their websites. I know how much I was making for 1,000 words. I don't know if you get me, for every time I write, right? So there are people who are into what's that thing called again? Cybersecurity, like she mentioned, graphic design. In fact, graphic designing now, if you even know how if you can find your way around Canva, you can even start making money for yourself, right? And start designing church flyers and what have you. At least start from somewhere, what's that? There's just about a lot of, if you know how to manage social media accounts, that's another. Do you know that? Like, social media management pays people up to 500,000. I'm not kidding.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm not kidding. And that's why anytime we're talking about this, thank God that you're a Gen Z financial coach. And I mean, a lot of parents now, every time we talk about career, they are only focusing on, can you be a doctor or can you be a lawyer? We have gone past that. Hello, parents. We have gone past that, These days, people are making money from just doing TikTok live. And so there's so much your child can explore, and we're sitting on learning a skill and bringing value to the table. That's what brought us, to where we're at. If you know how to handle, it's not everybody that knows how to make a video. It's not everybody that knows how to take good pictures. If you find yourself as somebody who can take good pictures, make good videos.
There's even editing pictures now. There's another skill that you edit pictures for people and you get like 10K. I'm not like, Okay.
Yes, yes.
It's
Something that you can
just
just
takes
do on your phone.
For real, within 5 minutes you are done and you get your money. And people,
Exactly. And with digital skills, sometimes you're not asking, oh, where can I get capital to start my
for
business?
where you don't even need
As
capital.
far as you have your phone, some people have some people even have iPhones and they are still asking for money. And
If you actually have money to buy an iPhone and you don't have money to do something, then you're not serious.
then you are the problem.
You are the problem.
No,
You're
don't
not
blame your village
serious.
people. Your village people do not do anything to you. You are the problem, right? So there's so much that you can explore. And thank you so much, Joyce, for listing out all of these things. You now ask yourself, which of these skills, can I learn that would now help me become a valuable person. Which in turn would help me make money. Now,
And
learned
let
this
me
skill. Okay,
chip
yes,
this in.
Yes.
And apart from test skills, because I think in my last video on my Instagram page, I was talking about if you want to make money online, there are actually two ways. There's the conventional way and the unconventional way.
Please.
So the one we've been talking about so far is the conventional way.
Let's go unconventional.
So yeah, we have so many unconventional ways
Okay.
too. So you don't even have to learn tech skills too. But if you actually want to make money unconventionally, you need to you still need to have like a little bit of expertise. You still need to have like a little bit of knowledge to actually do it. So unconventional ways are you feeling a need. You see a particular need somewhere and then you fill it in. So if you're able to fill in a need that people can actually pay you for, like, it's not actually that you are learning a tech skill and then a company is hiring you, probably giving you a job, and they're saying, okay, I'll be paying you $2,000 a month. There are actually other ways that you can make money for yourself. So
Sorry.
So I think one of it is part of it is content creation. Content creation is also like an unconventional way, because you might not actually be like somebody that has been so good on social media. You can just pick up your phone, record a video, and then the more you do it, the more you get better at it. You don't even have to have the perfect phone. Just have something you are saying that is valuable to people, and then before you know it, if you grow a following online, brands will start reaching out to you. It's like an unconventional way, because you don't actually have to have a particular certificate to show that, okay, this is what I have. It's just about you sitting there in front of your camera, talking to people, or doing things that will make people follow you. And when they follow you, you start building a following, and brands will reach out to you, start making money. So that's one unconventional way.
Thank you. So we've pointed out a lot of things. Now let's move forward a bit.
Okay.
Now we've learned the skill.
Okay.
We have value to offer. What next?
Great. So when you have your value to offer and you started making money, right? You're already making money.
No, you're not making money.
You're not
yet.
making
you,
the money
you,
yet.
You just learned the skill. You have become a valuable person.
Okay, so
how do we move from there now?
Yeah. Then now, when you have your skill, the next thing to do is just to show up. Let people know that you have a skill. My friend used to say something and she normally because she feels like I'm not putting myself out there enough. She's like, oh Joyce, you've not uploaded on your social media page this week. You have so much to tell people. Just come online and tell people, because me, I just like making my thing offline and all those things. She was like, no, you have to come online. So this is what I'm going to say. Just show up. Let people know what exactly you can do. Show up. Make sure you are loud about what you do. Trust me, the loudest person is the one that gets the job, not the most qualified. In 2020, in this our century, is the loudest person. Is the person that talks about it so much. Person is the person is at the top of everybody's mind. That is the person that gets the job, not the most qualified. That is the kind of word we have right here. So you can't just have a skill and think that. You can't just have a skill and think that, oh, I'm shy.
You're shy. You don't have money in your bank account. You're shy. What are you shy about?
You can't just have a skill and be like, people will just find out that you are doing this particular thing. No, it doesn't happen like that. You have to actually show up and let people know that this is what you are doing and this is what you can do for them. So that's just it. You have to make sure that you're putting yourself out there. Have your LinkedIn account, have your Twitter account, post about, okay, this is the thing that I do. You don't even have to have so many likes, you don't have to have so many followers. As long as you're putting yourself out there, one day somebody will see it and be like, oh, I think I need this service. Can you offer this thing? Can you offer this service to me? So once you have a skill, make sure that you are loud about it. If you cannot do a video, type it, put it out there on social media, let people just know every day that this is what you are doing. So me and my friend were having a conversation recently, and she was telling me something that even in terms of products right now, a product that has great marketing will do far better than I don't know how did she even put it again. She said, okay, is the product that is best in marketing that will sell more than the product that is actually good at branding, or I don't know. There's a way she put it, and I just like, this is actually true, because if you create a good product and you feel like, oh, this product will sell itself without you doing the marketing for it, or more, the one that is not as good as your product, and that one is like has very great PR and marketing, it will actually sell more. Yes. So people that are not good, that are not as good as you, they are getting more opportunities
because
than you.
Because they have visibility.
Exactly. They are not as good as you are. They are getting more and more opportunities than you. So you have that capability, you have that abilities, then you need to actually put yourself out there.
Thank you so much for pointing that out. But are there other ways that you can show up? I mean, aside from social media, somebody would say, I don't know how to do this social media thing. Are there other ways to show up? Yes.
If you don't know how to do social media, then show up offline. Go to events and go and talk about what you do. Because to be honest, nobody will come and meet you at your house and say, I'm giving you a job. You have to talk about it. Nobody knows what you are doing if you don't talk about it. So if you can't go on social media, you feel like, oh, I'm shy to do a video. Actually, you need to. But even if you're shy to do a video, then offline, make sure you're talking to people. Make sure you're saying, no, this is what I do. If you have a job for me, I don't mind though. Just show up anyway. Just make sure you are showing up, and 1 or 2 person every day gets to know you and gets to know what you do.
Yes.
So that's it.
That's really very important. And for people who would say, oh, I am shy, oh, I don't know how to maximize social media, I don't know, please learn it.
You have to
learn it.
It's very important.
If any new person comes into Abuja now, the person has never been in Abuja before, and the person just visits Abuja for the first time now, and they need to buy something, guess who they are going to ask? Google. Google, who sells shoes in Abuja?
And the person that has the best marketing will
period. But you have fantastic shoes lying somewhere.
Nobody knows.
Only the people that somehow maybe they are strolling and they just see you and okay, this person. You're not putting in extra effort.
You're not putting yourself out there.
Video those things that you're selling, or talk about, just like she pointed out, talk about whether you are online, offline, anywhere that you are, because I mean that's the only way that you're going to get visible. And by making yourself visible enough, people now know what you do. And even if they are not going to buy, anytime they hear about that service, you come to mind,
the top of mind,
right? And then they want to refer people to you. So it's really very important. Please talk to us a bit, about networking, and how that can also help you, improve or increase your finances in 2025.
Okay, so I would not say I'm perfect at networking, but I'm also like in my learning phase. I think I learned a lot from Gussie Toby. She's like the queen of networking that I know, and I most times listen to her videos just to learn more. So networking, like I said, networking is more about you. You don't just go somewhere to grab from the person. You also have to have something to deliver to the person. So recently, I networked with someone. He was actually the one that networked with me. But I learned that same thing from him. Despite the fact that he was way, 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 way above me. When we got into a call, he was like, oh, I would like to collaborate with you on something. Do you mind? I said, no, you're my boss now. You're way, way, way ahead of me. Like a billionaire. Like, I never enter. Even my aim is still kind of low. I'm still aspiring to get to where you are. And it was like, oh, no problem, don't worry, I want us to collaborate on something, but I'm going to like give you more details when it comes up, but don't worry, if you have any podcast or something and you want me to speak, And like, this is somebody that before you can actually like get him to speak to, do you know how many protocol you go through? And I just felt like this is just a simple thing called networking. Don't just try to get from people without you giving to them. So when you meet people, don't just get there and just try to say what you are doing alone. Try to know who they are and also how you can offer help to them. It can be like, oh, if this person comes and say, oh, I'm actually the CEO of a spa, I have a spa and all those things, and probably you're a marketer, I can say, okay, that's nice. We can collaborate on work and all those things, and I can also help you in your spa, probably put you through some marketing things that will help you. The person will definitely be more interested in having you than you just going there and say, okay, I'm a marketer, I need a job, I need this. Doesn't make sense. So as much as we said, okay, tell people about what you are doing and all those things, also still try to, while you're networking, give out value.
So thank you so much for pointing that out.
Okay.
And the only way you can also really network well is to leave your house.
Leave your house, truly.
And go out.
Truly,
you understand?
You have to go for events.
During weekends, just go out.
Go out.
You
try.
can check. I think there's an app called Events Tribe or something.
Yeah.
You can check what events are happening in Abuja today or on Saturday so that I can plan
And
for it, depending on what your niche is, depending on the kind of things that you do. If you're a business person or a career person, what kind of event suits what I'm trying to do for myself. And then leave your comfort zone, leave your house, just go and meet people. There are thousands and millions of people all over
outside.
Abuja. Go and meet people and talk. So because that's where you're going to see somebody that you're going to connect with. There's no other place. They are not inside your house, right? Then you pointed out giving value, and it reminded me, I am my friend, I think it was it last week Saturday or last 2 weeks, we went for a hangout like that, and she's a videographer. I mean, she's a fantastic videographer, and she charges money for it, And the moment she got there, she just entered her content creator mood, and just started giving value. What is your name? Pose, let me film you. Everybody, she did not need to introduce herself anymore. What she does, because she just swung into action. What she does, just started speaking for her. And by the end of that gathering, everybody was just saying, oh, please, you are now our content creator. You are now this, you are now that. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make. And as much as those are new faces, she has left a mark
on them.
Right? And afterwards, she just puts together a video of that particular event and tagged them. So that means they have a video because she came.
She came, yeah. And the next time they have an event, she would definitely be on the top of their mind to call that. Oh, I have somebody that does this kind of videos, and she's very good, and okay. And they reach out and they pay her.
And that's also pointing to everything is not about money.
Money, yeah, sometimes.
It's not every time you will charge. My services are 1 point something million. You can give it for free. You don't know what giving out that your service for free is going to do for you. And also, if you're in this phase that the startups phase, these people that we're talking to, please do more of giving, especially, we just finished talking about learning a skill and adding value to yourself.
Yes.
What you can do more is giving out that skill for free and putting yourself in people's minds so that in turn you start getting something out of it. I don't know if you get the point, because it's very important. If nobody really knows what you're doing and can, because what giving out your services for free does for you as somebody who is starting out is that it makes you have testimonials, right? So
and you start building your portfolio.
Fantastic. It will help you build your portfolio, right? So take, for instance, now what you decided to learn is, social media management. Go and look for somebody and ask them, give me your social media, let me work on it. Because you cannot start asking people to pay you for a skill that nobody knows anything about. Nobody has anything good to say or bad. Do you understand? You don't have any portfolio to show. You say, oh, I have built my CV. What have you done? That's what people want to know. What have you done? So by just giving out those, giving out your skill or some of those things that you learn for free is going to really help you build your portfolio. We've talked about a lot of things, and you're going to be asking, so Sunshine, the billions that you talked about when we started,
that you're going to get.
that you are going to get after this conversation, where is it? I think that is in what we just talked about. I think you should sit on that for a bit.
Okay, so the billions part. Okay, so this is it. I'm just going to like give everybody a roadmap from scratch, how you can actually make money, how you can make money, save money, and multiply your money. So this is going to be like a recap of everything we've said so far. The first thing you need to do, like I said, is work on your mindset. You need to read books that work on your mindset. You need to watch videos that work on your mindset. To set a goal for yourself. Know what exactly you want to achieve. Oh, by the end of December 2025, this is what I want to do. Break it into smaller parts.
Yes.
The 50 million naira that you want to make, break it into smaller parts.
Yes.
And you say, okay, by the end of January, this is how much I should actually make from whatever I'm doing. Now the next thing is to look at it. What exactly can I offer to people? Do I have any skill right now? If I don't have any skill, what skill can I learn to offer to people? So if I have that skill, the next thing is to start pitching myself out there. So start pitching myself out there so that I can get jobs. So now also be comfortable with showing up online. Be comfortable with posting online, telling people about what you do, sharing value, teaching them, because more people are attracted when you share things for free. They are more attracted to you when you share things for free. So when you give them free value and you share what you know, people will come after you. Like they will really, really want to learn from you, and they will see you as somebody of value. So now when you do that, by the time you start putting yourself out there, you start getting jobs and you start making money. One of the mistakes that I made earlier on in life was when I started making money, I did not have good financial knowledge. So I was making the money, I was spending it anyhow. Black tax will come in. Black tax will come in, and at the end of the day, I just sat down. I've made so much money, but where is it? Where did all the money go? When you see that you're with your life, like, where did all the money go? I wasted it. Investment that I did not get anything, things that crashed, like so many other things. And that was when I had to sit down and say, okay, at this point, it is not just about making money. Sometimes making money, when you get to a stage, you see that making money is actually easy, but you see that managing that money and multiplying that money, that is where the real issue is. So as we are talking about how to start from scratch, making money, that one is still there. You actually need to learn how to manage your money. You need to save. It is very, very important for you to save, especially and don't save in your bank account. Won't put your money and save in your bank account. If you say, okay, I want to save the 50 million naira in a year, and you say, okay, let me just be saving, no, put it into apps that will actually give you an interest on your savings. Except your bank wants to give you an interest, except you want to start investing it in mutual funds and all those things. But at the beginning, try to save first. Now, money where you save, you go use multiply. Exactly. So at the beginning, make sure that whatever money you're making, you are actually saving it. You need to make sure that you're saving that money, and you're saving it where you're going to get interest. I think PiggyVest has this saving pathway right now where you can earn upfront your interest on your savings. You're going to collect it upfront, and that interest put it back again. Keep on. See, the worst mistake you can make when you start making money is start spending it anyhow. That's when you start making money, that is not the time to start increasing your lifestyle and start saying, okay, Shiba was making,
let me now
to be
pack
honest,
out of my 350
do you
house
understand?
and go to 1.5.
Do you understand? As much as that will help, but because the only thing, whatever you want to do, make sure that it's something that will actually have ROI on you, return on investment. But as much as all these things is, just make sure that whatever money you are making, you are saving it. And when you're done saving, that is where you can now start using it to invest in mutual funds, invest in stocks and all those things. But that's another talk.
Fantastic. The billions is in everything that we just pointed out this evening. And if you really, really pay attention to some of the things, that we discussed, and you begin to apply them in your, because it's not, plenty people have things written down in their jotters that they have never taken a step on, So please, by all means, make sure that you now begin to ask yourself, how do I take what Joyce has taught us this evening on Grow with Sunshine and apply it in my everyday life? Is going to help you. One last thing before we round off, I want to remind you of something that Joyce pointed out when she was telling us her story, and is about how that if you are really serious about making this money, if you are really serious about becoming a person of value, excuse will not be your friend. You are going to find a way to make it work, even if it's doing night plan when other people are sleeping. That's when you are awake learning. That's going to show how serious you are about giving yourself the kind of value that will land you the kind of opportunities that you're aiming for to increase your finances. I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say. Excuse should not be your friend in 2025. Make sure that you stay away from anything that will make you give yourself, I cannot do this one. Let me just leave it. I don't have enough money. Let me just... Make sure that somehow you are able to just maneuver these excuses and find a way to make things work for your own good. Listen to me. If you don't do it for yourself, nobody is going to do it for you. Somebody came on this platform and said something to us, and we thought it was harsh, but it's true. Nobody is coming to save you.
Actually,
that's just the truth.
Nobody.
You either say, if you like, blame everybody in the world and blame your parents for bringing you into the world. Did I ask them to bomb me? Did I ask them to bomb me? You are here. You are here already. All right. So make sure that you're doing something, and you're doing it fast. Thank you so much, Joyce. I appreciate you. I mean, it's been a fantastic time talking. I mean, we've talked for like an hour now. Maybe you have last words before we just call it a night. Maybe an advice or something, and we just call it an evening.
Okay, so this is the last thing I'm going to say.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you so much for listening.
Yes.
And it was so glad to teach here.
Yes.
And the last thing I'll just say is, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, don't ever limit yourself to where you
Yes.
came from.
Yes.
Don't ever think that you cannot achieve what other people are achieving. So many people have come from even lower backgrounds, more lower backgrounds
Yes.
than where you came from,
Yes.
and they still succeeded. So every single day, make sure that you are waking up with that mindset that you're going to be successful, and make sure that you are taking steps every day, because everything we are talking about, it still boils down to the little steps that you take.
Yes.
So make sure you are taking habits, you have habits, and you're taking steps that will actually lead you to the success that you desire. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. The voice that you've been hearing is that of Inioluwa Joy Olajide. She's on Instagram at The Financial Joy. All right, that's her Instagram handle, The Financial Joy. I think you're on TikTok too.
Yeah,
The Financial Joy too.
Same.
So please just go and check out
On Twitter too, The Financial Joy, everywhere.
Exactly. So just check out our social media platform and just see a thing or two that you will learn from her. Thank you so much one more time.
You're
The
welcome.
Financial Joy, for joining us on Grow with Sunshine this evening. We learned so much from you. We cannot wait to start applying all of the things that you taught us this evening. Thank you one more time.
Yeah, thank you so much for
you.
inviting me too.
You guys, this is where we're
Thank
going to
you.
be wrapping it up on Grow with Sunshine this evening. I know that you have learned something, and like I would always say, information is not power. Applied information is what is powerful. What you're going to do with what you learned this evening is what is going to help you, move one step forward or 10 steps forward in life, and also as it concerns your finances. We're going to catch you again, same time, same station, but that would be next week, Sunday. Please do have a fantastic Sunday evening.